What's up, guys? Lord of Mafka, aka Rogan Azrime, back at you with another video. And in today's video, I want to talk about why semen retention and celibacy is forced upon men. I want to shout out Prakash Karan for this video. Shouts out to you, man, for the support, and shouts out to all you other men as well who support the channel. But let's get into today's video. When it comes to semen retention, guys, which I want to touch on first is semen retention has been leading men down such a very frustrated and just bad path for when it comes to your self-image. How can you view yourself as, you know, sane as a man if you're constantly obsessed with the thought of not trying to, let yourself release your seed? If you're obsessed with not ever trying to participate in some type of self gratification. Now, obviously, if you're overindulging in explicit content, I mean, you obviously have an addiction and you should seek help and go on something to where you have a full on cleanse from that. Because explicit content is really bad for your brain chemistry anyway, especially the overindulgence of it. But when it comes to semen retention, it takes suppression to a different level. And this is why you see so many men walk around even more frustrated than how they already are. The thing about semen retention is the number one biggest lie about it is it's promised to attract women to you, which is what you see all these type of RP gurus pushing. These red pillars saying, "Oh, if you do semen retention, it's going to make you more attractive. Your face is going to glow." When this is one of the biggest copes ever. The only glow that you're going to ever have is your face and your heart. That is your glow right there. That's biological fact. And the fact you see these people pushing for men to be just hardcore on semen retention tells you they want men to be more frustrated, more unhappy. They want us to feel more lonely and dissatisfied because you're going to feel frustrated if you never have a release. Doing it for long periods of time can really mentally affect you and your body. I knew a few guys who joined the army who said they literally had no choice but to do semen retention and things like that. And to show you the results of it is obviously they had the energy that they were going to have anyway if they stopped doing it. So you're naturally going to have the energy you're going to have if you quit looking at explicit content and practice disciplining your lust, you know. But the whole thing of attracting women to you is a lie because these men literally joined the military. And do you think any of the women on the home base wanted to hook up with them all of a sudden because they chose to hold their seed? This is literally Alice in Wonderland type thing that literally gets men to hurt themselves mentally by thinking that if you hold your seed in, you're going to become attractive. The only thing that can make you attractive is your face and your height, and money and status as a bonus with that. But another thing about these things like semen retention and forced celibacy upon men is a lot of men are having issues expressing themselves. And even whenever a man has the opportunity to ever get with a woman, if he's an average guy or just heck, just really unattractive, and a miracle happens to where some woman's acting like she wants to give him a chance for intimacy, he will not be able to perform right because he's so stuck in his head. And these are the stories I've heard about men who practice semen retention and, celibacy so heavily. They're not able to bond with a woman or do anything even when they get the chance. So it's like either way, women don't want you in the first place, which is already going to possibly push you toward that type of lifestyle of over suppression of your intimate desires and how you self gratify yourself in a normal basis. So either way, you're basically damned. And These things such as semen retention and forced celibacy is not helping men whatsoever. There's a reason why you see so many men that are more fed up. They're literally being strung out on anger. They don't want to talk to anyone. These men are literally being conditioned to not value themselves. They're being conditioned to not value the normal things that a human being wants, because your desires are literally being just withheld from you already, because women don't want to date you, because women are going for a more or less just numbers of men. And then on top of that, you add things like semen retention, long years of celibacy. These are things that are going to hurt men in the long run. It's going to really hurt men. So you ask yourself why so many men develop mental issues. We ask why so many men develop emotional issues. It's because they're not getting the things they need. You already don't have a family that's near you who you can't trust. All of your peers have literally abandoned you, and now you're stuck by yourself trying to figure this map of life out, especially without any type of release or relief. This is why men are starting to literally quit their jobs willingly. This is why men are literally running away into forests, trying to live in tents now, because society has pushed men to their last ounce of sanity. The more we see these situations of women even pushing it as well on men, telling them, "Oh, you need to control your desires to where you don't want anything from a woman intimate wise anymore." I literally hear women say this, because you want to know why they tell men this. The men that they're telling to do this, to where they want you to control your intimate desires to where you don't want intimacy with a woman anymore, is because they don't want you as an unattractive man. Those are the men that they want doing semen retention and celibacy. Do you think a woman cares about if you're holding your seed in? Do you think that's going to make her just be magically attracted to you? No. She's not going to develop any more respect for you than what she already has for you. The fact that you already have women ignoring you, the fact that you already have women ghosting you, should show that it all comes down to your looks. That's the number one thing. Personality, charm, all of that crap, that's secondary to possibly keep the girl around. And even when you have that as a man, that's not enough for women, because we know women's nature is basically on a dark hypergamous level, meaning dark hypergamous as in it doesn't matter the things you do for her. It doesn't matter how loving, how caring, how charismatic, how giving you are to her. She's going to want another man. And these things such as semen retention and celibacy does not help the case anymore whatsoever. The only thing that semen retention will do for you is, I would say from experience, is maybe give you a bit of a clearer motive. And that's about it. All this other stuff about women starting to be attracted to you, women seeing a glow in your face, them wanting to be with you having all this abundant energy into you to where you're going to feel like Superman, like you can do anything, lift up, just so many just pounds of rocks on the mountain and just throw them everywhere like you're just literally like the Hulk. This is just so unrealistic. Why do you think they sell men these dreams? It's to keep you deluded and chasing after a fantasy with someone who doesn't want you, and to help you chase after an ego that isn't real. No one cares about the fact that you discipline and keep your Jimmy in your pants. No one cares about that. The only thing people care about from you as a man is how you look, how tall you are, how much money you have, and how much superficial material they can give you. Okay? That's the only thing that people care about from you as a man. If you don't have any of the things I just mentioned, then your life is pretty much going to be pretty torturous. You're not going to live an abundant life as a man whatsoever. You see how the majority of men are being treated in the dating market. You see how the majority of men are being treated in the workforce. All of these things like semen retention and, prolonged celibacy, it's a lie. It won't help you whatsoever. The only thing it's going to do is help you suppress what you're feeling. And then what happens? Years on later, you're having just a big life crisis. You're possibly out there, just saying all type of stuff. You're getting yourself in trouble all because what? Your emotions have literally started bursting out. And now you're taking that out on everyone. You're going off on everyone you come across because what? You have suppressed your intimate desires. You have suppressed the fact of who you are as a man. And that's the number one thing that is dangerous about prolonged semen retention and celibacy. It makes you suppress what you naturally are, what you naturally should be doing from time to time. Obviously, don't overindulge in self gratification. You have to control your lust. But to never release, to just go long periods without doing anything to give yourself any type of comfort is so unrealistic and will literally set you up for failure. And this is the same narrative we see being drove home for men because society wants men weak and able to control, because without them being able to control men, most of these institutions and these banking products wouldn't exist. The adult industry would be empty if men just walked away. RP gurus wouldn't make any money if men just walked away and did their own thing, which is what we see an uprise of men doing. And we need more men to do this. But this is why semen retention and celibacy is forced upon men. It's a very unhealthy lifestyle, especially if it's done so prolonged, and you won't get much out of it, except the energy you'll already should have from not doing it. But this has been another video. Like and subscribe if you're new. Tell me what else you guys want me to elaborate on in the comment sections. I would highly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. And like I always tell you guys, stay away from the modern woman. Thank you.